Sorry about that. I am starting this recording, and if you have not already, I invite you to make yourself some kind of beverage. Highly recommend with this coolness outside that it's some kind of tea or coffee or something warm. But if that's not your jam, that is okay. But we're going to do a mindfulness meditation later on this morning, and that beverage is going to be key to that. So I'll give you a few minutes to get that going. I see there's one person online already, and I'm going to really get started here in just a couple of minutes, but wanted to give people a chance to be able to hop online and get their tech going. So if you just joined us, get yourself a yummy beverage because we're going to use it for a mindfulness meditation in just a bit. Hopefully everybody's online. You can't see me, but I am here, and I'm going to get my water and my warm beverage that we're going to use for the mindfulness meditation a little bit later this morning. I hope everyone is staying safe and warm and cozy. And we want to welcome you to the broadcast today. And I am doing this from my home, so you may hear home sounds. I have a cat and a dog, and we just never know exactly what's going to show up. But whatever it is, it all belongs. Okay, here I am. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unity Center of Des Moines online broadcast. And I left my binder somewhere. Just a second. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. It wouldn't be me if I did everything perfectly, right? Okay. So, welcome again to Unity Center of Des Moines online broadcast. I hope you're enjoying your snow day. I certainly am. Everything is a winter wonderland out there. And if you are joining us for the first time, just know that Unity Center of Des Moines is a diverse community that is committed to living a positive spiritual path. We don't have dogma. We just welcome you as you are and encourage you to explore your own path. We honor each person's individual sovereignty. Now, we usually are in the sanctuary, and Deb Jennings and Susan Kellogg give us great live music. And I decided that once I catch my breath, I will be doing the I Am Opening song. If you come to see us in person, you might remember this one. I sing it to myself sometimes. The lyrics are, I'm opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. That repeats, and then it's, I'm opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. So I love to see all the people hopping on. I'm going to get a drink of water. I encourage you to do the same. It's very important when it's cold out that we drink our water because we need to be hydrated, but when it's chilly, we don't always feel thirsty. So stay hydrated. And I hope that wherever you are, you sing along with me. Let's take some deep breaths and breathe in the goodness of today. Again, I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. All right, so I have comments up on my laptop and I'm going to do the best I can. Hi, Hillary, I see you. All right, new setup here. So, announcements. Next weekend, next Saturday, is the Unity Center of Des Moines Arts Fair. And setup is going to be Friday evening from 4 to 6:30. That evening, Friday the 5th, upstairs is going to be Melissa Garza having Mana Movements with Cacao. And her details are on our calendar at unitydesmoines.com. She also has a Facebook event and she is asking for RSVPs. But again, setup for the arts fair is 4 to 6:30 p.m. on Friday. And then the arts fair is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. And we hope you can come by. We have some amazing local artists, including myself. You're going to see some of my art and photography there. I'm going to share a booth with Greg Fath. So I hope you come out. If you have kids, please take note. From noon to 3, we're going to have kids music, live kids music with Dennis Kane and Susan Kellogg leading the kids and kids songs. We're going to have a creative space set up for kids of all ages to be able to come in and create. So whether you're shopping for holiday gifts, just curious to meet community, if you want delicious food prepared by Olive O'Connell, she's going to have a setup. Her food is so amazing and healthy and nutritious, but also delicious. So come check it out. Again, that's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the kids specific stuff is going to be from noon to 3. We're also going to have door prizes at noon and 3, so you don't want to miss out on that. Also, Tai Chi, as far as I know, is back on schedule. And heads up, save the date, on December 16th at 6:30 p.m. is going to be the Unity Center of Des Moines Christmas candlelight special. And I don't know if you hear that squeaking, but Daisy would like to welcome everyone today as well. She's in a playful mood. Okay, what else do we have for announcements? Okay, December 2nd, so that's Tuesday, is Take Care of You Tuesday with Deb Jennings. She's got a midday, she's got kirtan and a full moon gong meditation. All the details for that is online. December 4th on Thursday is the Common Thread meeting, also at 6:30. I already mentioned December 4th and 5th, what's going on there. And our regular events you can see on the calendar, unitydesmoines.com. And now the statement of faith, I don't have a way to show it, but maybe you know it by heart. Unity Center of Des Moines. Oh no, what am I doing? That's the affirmation. The statement of faith is this: there is only one power active in my life and in the universe, the divine source of life and love. And next, the unity affirmation. And as we say this, if you could really allow yourself to settle into your chair, feel the earth under your feet and the oneness that connects us all. Unity of Des Moines is a radiating center of divine light, mighty to attract good and radiate good to others. And with that spirit of oneness, I have a list of people that have asked to be in our prayers. And as we think of these names, if we could imagine them experiencing the fullness of their wholeness and perfection and connection to the one. Elena, Ali, Alexander, Annabelle, Bobby and family, Brittany, Carla, Seal, Chad, Dennis, Dawn, Deb and family, Denny, DJ, Elizabeth, Hamp and family, Jack, Jennifer, Jesse, Jody and family, John, Jotsana, Karen, Carrie, Kim and family, Christina, Laura, Linda, Marilee, Matthew, Paul, Pam, Celine, Scott, Star, Susan, Victoria, and people with struggles we know nothing about. I promised you a reading from, this is the Advent booklet that's put out by Unity Worldwide. If you come in person, we have these available while supplies last. So I encourage you to come in through the week, maybe next Sunday and maybe next Saturday at the arts fair, and get one of these booklets. Part of what makes the Christmas season so magical is how we manage to light up the world, seemingly out of thin air. One moment, we're settling into the early, darker days of winter, and the next, lights begin to appear on homes and public spaces, inspiring awe and wonder across generations. While we may give little thought to the how of it all, most of us know from experience that it doesn't happen by accident. Behind the scenes is planning, coordination, and a collective effort to ensure lights are up and shining brightly for all to enjoy. This act of bringing light into a darkened world moves us deeply. Light becomes more than decoration. It becomes a symbol, a beacon of hope. It reminds us that we have enough inner resources to endure temporary darkness. We have the wisdom, imagination, and most important, the faith to move through this season that represents a new birth, an awakening or deepening of our Christ consciousness. Faith, in particular, plays an active role during Advent. Without it, we may lack the courage to embark on the journey of inner transformation that the season invites. Here, we can take a literal page from the story of Jesus' birth. There is nothing in the narrative that suggests ease or certainty. Every character in the story steps into the unknown, and what we do not know or understand, we often fear. And yet, whether it's an angel's message or the light of a star guiding the way, faith is the thread that holds the story together. Faith is the impulse to trust what we cannot see, what we do not yet understand, but somehow know is calling us forward. It invites us to be more than witness. Perhaps that's why we, as light bringers, and as I'm saying this, the clouds are parting and the sun is coming through more clearly. We, as light bringers, take such care and pride in lighting up our world each Christmas. The glow stirs cherished memories from the past while also serving as a modern day metaphor. A single light can transform the darkness. As we continue to grow spiritually, we realize that faith is not only wishing for good to manifest, but knowing it will. Faith is, apparently the earbuds don't want to stay in my ears. Faith is knowing the good we desire is manifesting. Regardless of how long it takes, and in spite of the seeming odds, faith holds on to the idea of love, success, wholeness, and abundance. It's all in the Advent booklet. There's a reading every single day from now until December 25th. I'm going to try to keep my earbuds in. Apparently, as I'm making facial expressions, they want to pop out. So, as promised, a mindfulness meditation. I invite you to grab whatever beverage you desire. I've got water for cool and coffee for hot myself, but maybe you have some tea. And I'm going to invite you to experience this moment with every single one of your senses. Grabbing your beverage, maybe holding it to your heart. Don't drink it yet, just experience the smell. The texture of the cup that you're holding. Tune into how do your fingertips feel as it holds your cup or your mug? What do you feel under the sensation of your skin? What do you notice about your mouth as it anticipates the taste and the refreshment that you're about to consume? Take another deep breath and bring your beverage closer to your lips. And notice that sense of anticipation. Notice how, if you have a hot beverage, the steam kisses your lips ever so slightly, knowing what's about to come. That pause in between is powerful. And we know with certainty that we'll be able to raise the cup to our lips and take a drink. I invite you to do that now. And as you take that sip, savor it. Notice the sensations on your tongue, the roof of your mouth, your teeth. And as you swallow, notice all the sensations down your throat and into your belly. How deep can your awareness go? And I invite you to just take sips at your own pace, in your own way, really savoring this moment and everything that's available to you. And throughout this process, I invite you to take deep breaths and know that you are loved and supported by the source of all life. You have a purpose in being exactly as you are, with lessons exactly as you learn them, and you are right on time. There are seasons to our lives as there are seasons in nature. And whatever season you're in, cherish what it brings you. Whatever you are experiencing in this moment is perfect, whole, and complete. It all belongs. Just dip into the awareness of this moment. This moment is infinite. Wherever you go, here you are. Loved, supported, provided for. You are one with the source of life. And so it is. I invite you to sit back, relax. I'm going to tell some stories about my morning this morning and the theme of the goodness of life. And I will trust that whatever shows up has a purpose. So if anything I say resonates with you today, you can take it as a message meant for you. And if there is any goodness that comes from today, in this moment with us sharing together, may it benefit all beings everywhere. So we got quite the snowstorm here in Des Moines, Iowa. Honestly, I didn't think it was coming. I didn't believe the forecasts. I didn't really check the weather either, so there's that. But uh, it came, and it kept falling. Now I love it because everything turns white and still, and especially at sunrise, there's a special quality of pastels in the sky that is unlike any other season. When there's been a fresh snow and it's really cold, it's a pink and purple and a light blue. Very different from when it's warm and sunny in the summertime. and everything is still and quiet. Part of that is there aren't as many cars on the road and there isn't as much construction noise or airplanes flying, things like that. But I like to think about it like we're wrapped in a blanket of protection. And it's the contrast of the cold that I notice the warmth of my breath the most. Sometimes you can even see your breath if it's the right temperature and moisture in the air. You could see your breath today. And as my boots crunch on the snow, everything is just peaceful. Winter to me is a time to go within and cherish everything that I've experienced in the past year, to hunker down and be cozy, maybe go a little slower, knowing that spring will come again. This is just a season. And I notice the lights in the darkness and how they twinkle and shine. My home is a lot of rainbow lights. I have a lot of multicolored lights on my plants. There is so much goodness everywhere we look, if we look for it. And that's not to undermine what else we might experience, but the goodness is there. There are lessons in everything. In the full gamut of the human experience, there are lessons. And something I've observed with my life experience is that sometimes those lessons are that I've grown and I no longer have to participate in certain kinds of environments or interactions. Sometimes those lessons look like it's not time for action. It's time for staying still and hunkering down and just feeling this present moment more deeply. I know from personal experience and from things I've read about psychology and spirituality that when we pay attention to our senses and what's happening in this moment, it reduces feelings of anxiety and depression and stress. Because very rarely in this present moment is anything happening that's disrupting our peace. Most often, what's disrupting our peace is the stories that we're telling ourselves about either the past or the future, giving the past too much power over our present. The past is over and done. And if you're sitting here right now listening to me, your survival rate of everything that's happened in the past is 100%. And therefore, you can learn from it, you can reflect on it, and you can also let it go because it's over. And whatever badness, whatever trauma, whatever awful things you may have experienced in the past, they're over and done. And you don't need to keep stabbing yourself with someone else's knife. You can just drop it, let it go, and look at this moment. In that reading from the Advent booklet, it talked about the Jesus birth story and how much unknown there was. That poor family was having to travel. I should say that poor woman was having to travel at full term without a place to stay. And yet, the baby was born, the baby survived, the mama survived, and there was celebration. There was also a lot of trauma in Jesus' life, if you really look at it, in the stories of what he went through and what he experienced. So the idea that living an aligned life means that we never experience a challenge, I don't feel like that's truth because everywhere I look, those challenges give us resiliency. The cold, for example, the darkness, it gives us an opportunity to practice choosing our perspective. It gives us a chance to know that even when it's cold and not safe to, bare our skin in the air, that we have resources available to us to protect our bodies from the elements. And that's the exact same thing as we go out into the world. We can't choose the frequency of other people. We can't make other people's decisions. And I do not recommend 0 stars trying to control what other people do. I've tried it. It doesn't work. All it does is bring suffering to me and usually makes very little difference to them. So that is outside of us. But we do have the power to choose our own perspective, our own thoughts that feed our emotions and then lead us to action. We may not be able to choose what's coming at us, but we can choose our response. And if we choose a response that we wish to not choose again, then we have the choice to take appropriate action, to make amends for it, to apologize for it, to do something different going forward, to recommit to ourselves and possibly to others, but most importantly to ourselves, of how we're going to handle that situation in the future. And I guarantee you, if there's a lesson in it, you're going to have another chance to practice it a different way. Beating ourselves up over things that are done and over doesn't serve anyone. All it does is keep the past impacting our present and our future. So instead, I invite you to focus on the goodness that is around us and through us at any given moment. This morning when I was out with Daisy, first I noticed seagulls flying over the water. The cityscape was reflected in the ponds, and all the trees were dappled with white snow still. And as we continued on without the vegetation on the plants, you can see the birds more clearly. So I got a great shot of a junco and a cardinal and a sparrow. And the sparrows have gotten a very special place in my heart recently because they are so resilient. They are so adaptable to any circumstance. They don't let fear stop them from finding food. They go everywhere and they work together to support their community. They're not necessarily the prettiest birds if you're not a lover of brown, but if you look really closely, there's a lot of detail in that brown. It's not just a boring blah brown, but you have to look more deeply to appreciate the intricacy of their feathers. And I've learned this year that white-throated sparrows have one of the most beautiful bird sounds to me. I had no idea they were the ones singing. I thought it was like a cardinal or something, but it was a white-throated sparrow. But that's not all. As we were walking, I thought I noticed some bald eagles swaying in the distance, and I was watching them. And before I knew it, a juvenile bald eagle flew right over my head. And I was holding the camera phone at the time. I didn't get the perfect shot, but I got the underbelly of that juvenile bald eagle going right over my head. Now, I don't know what that guy was thinking. I'm feeling like it was a guy, but what do I know? All I know is it was a beautiful experience that was possible because Daisy and I bundled up and showed up, armored up and showed up. So as I close out this little chat today, my invitation to you is, where are you being nudged to bundle up and show up? Where's an area in your life that you've been holding back from your heart's deepest desire because of fear? And I invite you, as my son talked to me about this weekend, and specifically last night, to face the fear, to feel the fear and do it anyway. Because you and I are loved and supported by the same force that makes the sun rise, the moon grow through phases, the flowers bloom on time, and those birds to have food through the winter. All we got to do is be, with open hearts, doing the very best that we are in this moment. Nothing more or less is expected of us. Just be. Mwah! Much love to everybody. Stay warm and safe out there. If you would like to share your resources with Unity Center of Des Moines, we deeply appreciate the support. It takes quite a bit to keep the building going and be able to offer all the events that we offer. So if you are able and willing to give your resources, we can accept Venmo, Zelle, and there's also a donate button on the website, unitydesmoines.com. If you choose Venmo, we are Unity-Des Moines, and the last four digits, if you've never given before, are 9033, or you can skip that part. Our profile picture is our logo, Unity Center of Des Moines. If Zelle is your choice, it's our email, which is info@unitydesmoines.com. And I also have it if you check on my Facebook, or if you, I forgot to put it in the newsletter, but there is a button to get to there are details on how to donate in the newsletter that's online. If you just go to where it talks about our building and our furnace being replaced, you can read the details there. But whatever your contributions, whether it's of a financial, spiritual, or energetic level, we want to offer the following affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I thankfully acknowledge the divine source. All right, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope to see you next weekend, December 5th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Arts Fair, and at our Christmas candlelight service, December 16th at 6:30 p.m. Have a blessed day. Love you all, and we'll see you around. Bye.